Good job, Snap. Who up on Black Power, family? What up? It's your brother in Google. Now you see RANM. And once again, you're tuned in to RANM, RBG TV. We keep the G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people. Dealing with the common issues. Family, you already know we are trying to seek those common solutions. That's right. So here we go. So all in together now, family, say nice, loud, and proud. What's the method, the motto, the mantra, motivation, and the madness? You walk with me long enough, you already know, family, that it is one thing, and that is black love. Because black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Alright, so today, this evening, this afternoon, good night, whatever time you're watching this, peace and black power, family. Thank you for tuning in, walking with us the way we walk with you. You know how we do. We got to talk about something that's very vital, family. You already know. That's the mind. The mind. How it works and how it operates. Psychology, nonetheless. The psyche. Before we go any further, dig this. Think, right? Think. While it's still legal. Because as you can see, the way things are working out, they try to make that shit illegal, nonetheless. But it ain't going to work. So think, family. Use your brain, common sense. For the common people, it ain't that hard. All you got to do is utilize this, family, one time, and you can see exactly what's going on. I ain't talking about see with this, family. You already know. I'm talking about see with this. All right? So, again, we're talking on the psyche level today. And nonetheless, I'm dealing with psychotrauma. That's pretty much the overall topic, if you will, we're going to discuss today. Psychotrauma, man, how it affects us as a people. By way of things that we hear, by way of things that we see, aka the media. The most effective device inciting Africans. The media. I'm going to say that again. The most effective device inciting Africans. The media. That's why I say thinking ain't illegal, man. Living black ain't wrong. Because when you see the things that you see and hear the things that you hear on the real level, not the superficial level, but at the end of the day, you got to go beneath the surface. And when you go beneath the surface, you'll see and you'll hear things for what it is. That's the reality of the case. That's the reality of the world that we live in. They throw things out to play, play tricks on us. That way we don't see what's going on, throw us off, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, when you think, again, think while it's still legal. But at the end of the day, when you are morally in tune, when you're universally in tune or whatever, it can't be illegal. It's morally right. Gut check. So before we go any further, right? Since we are talking about psychodrama and everything, I'm gonna throw this little these words from our late great ancestor, Mr. Dr. Amos N. Wilson himself, coming from the book of you already see it, The Falsification of African Consciousness. Again, if you don't have this weapon, check this out. This is coming from chapter 1, part 1, page 15. Bottom paragraph coming from the topic of history and psychology. Quick little points that I have highlighted here in this book that's going to tie into exactly what I'm talking about today, and you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. So here goes. History is projected in this culture as being irrelevant. I don't think by accident. Again, if it's made to look irrelevant, if it's made to look unprofitable, then making it appear so must serve some profitable purpose. When courses in college or university are apparently presented non-politically, objectively, neutrally, they are usually presented in the most political way. We must understand this in the nature of this racist culture to hide its political agenda. I'm going to stop right there. Political agenda, that's the overall key message that I'm trying to get across by reading that passage. What is their hidden agenda? What is their political agenda? Now we're going to jump down to two definitions. Again, we're talking about psychodrama. So follow me, right? You can get these definitions from Google, your phone, your dictionary if you have one, whatever the case may be. Please, family, look these words up and you're going to see what I'm talking about. I tell no lies. Psychotrauma. The type of damage to the psyche that occurs as a result of severe distress, of a severely distressing event. Trauma is often the result of an overwhelming amount of stress that exceeds one's ability to cope or to integrate the emotions involved with that experience. Alright? That's psychotrauma. You can go back, you can look that up. We're going to jump down to one more definition, then we're going to proceed in this build. PTSD, or post-traumatic stress syndrome, right? Stress disorder. Mental health conditions that are triggered by a terrifying event, either experiencing it or witnessing it. Symptoms may include flashbacks, nightmares, or severe anxiety, as well as uncontrollable thoughts about the event. Many people who go through traumatic events have difficulty adjusting and coping for a while, but they may not have post-traumatic stress disorder. But with time and good self-care, they will get better eventually. But if the symptoms get worse for about 6 months or even years and interfere with your functioning, you may have post-traumatic stress disorder. Key words I want to throw out in that last definition was years. Keyword, years. Leave it at that. And then you might have, like I said, have difficulty functioning based on the amount of time that's taking place. So again, those are definitions that are easily accessible. Please check those out. You'll see what I'm talking about. Again, we're talking psychotrauma today, right? Why am I bringing this up? Why is it relevant? We're living in the age of social media, right? Global age, internet age. Everything's real fast. Everything's real fast paced. This, that, and third. You're getting hit and basically bombarded with all types of news all over the place. Whether it's factional, whether it's satire, whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, that's what I always say. Thinking ain't illegal, living black ain't wrong. You have to take the time, make the time nonetheless, to analyze and see what's what, see the reality of different things, right? But here's my issue. You know the climate of the times that we're living in right now, with all these different various reported police killings of our brothers and our sisters. It's not just one side. It's both sides. Our brothers and our sisters, inside and outside of the jails, right? On the streets and inside of the jails, right? We getting tormented, we getting killed. We're getting modern lynched before the public, before these cameras, right? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told Malcolm X when he was talking to him, getting him prepped to go on the world stage, whatever, he told him, be careful of those cameras, man. They're more addicted than any narcotic. Now, granted, he was talking about him as far as being in front of the camera, but at the end of the day, it's twofold too. You got to look at it on another level as far as dealing with today. These cameras, they are dangerous because they're putting things out, putting these images out along with these preset narratives and commentaries that are describing the events before that you're seeing in a certain way. And not only are you getting a description and you're getting the visual, but you're getting multiple accounts time and time again. It's not just one event, family. It's event after event after event after event, as if there's no break in between. It's an ongoing thing. Situation after situation. Breaking news comes up on the screen. Breaking news come up on your phone, whatever. You get a report. Brother just got gunned down. Sister gets gunned down. For whatever reason, who the hell cares? Who knows? At the end of the day, the family is gunned, right? Before the public of the world. Again, these cameras and this social media age that we're living in right now broadcast everything. Whether it's an old article, new article, but what is the real reason? What is the political agenda that Dr. Amos and Wilson was talking about in the book? What's their reason that they do certain things? Again, there's a long history for it, right? From way back when to the present, and at the end of the day, if things don't change, it will continue in the future. What is the reason? To keep us mentally docile, family. To keep us mentally suppressed. Every time we see a breaking news come up on the screen, what's the reaction that normally takes place? We get emotional. Of course, we're supposed to be. That's our family, right? But at the end of the day, emotion after emotion is eventually gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's like a burden on your shoulder. The weight's gonna come on you so much. The shoulders literally drop. I see it every day. As I walk down the block, whatever, on my to and fro's here and there's whatever, I literally check the temperature of the people, man. And it's very almost discouraging sometimes. It's almost discouraging, right? The shoulders are literally dropped. The heads are down. Spirits are broken. Why? Because we see the things that we see time and time again. We see our reflections within ourselves. That's why I always say black love is the cure for the black nation, so let's get it. Me and you, we're reflections of one another, right? So when I see my reflection goes down senselessly, unarmed, right? Whether it's unarmed or armed, whatever the case may be, when we are gunned down before, no other people on this planet are broadcasted the way they do us. Why do they do that? Again, to make you mentally weak, make you spiritually weak, to keep you in a broken state, always in a state of dependence upon them. That's what this thing is about. That's the political agenda, family. Because at the end of the day, if they put something up on the airways that you hear or see or whatever the case may be, that's encouraging, You might just mess around and step out of their boundaries. You might just mess around and do something that's going to sustain the people, for your people, generation to generation. All the shit that they can't stand, all the things that they have preparations upon preparations to halt and hinder at every moment. These ain't protests that's going on. These are rebellions. Our people are hurt, sick, and tired of this shit, fam. And time after again, news story after news story, picture after picture, article after article, video after video, all you see is more and more hurt, more and more degradation, which does what? Cause more and more stress. And at the end of the day, until the shit is resolved, because it's never been resolved, but like I said in the definition, you can go back and check it out. This thing has been going on for years. So at the end of the day, when we witness these things, right? Whether it's direct witnessing or indirect, at the end of the day, it's a witness event. It's a witness occurrence. We have to deal with this shit. We end up having hard difficulties learning how to cope. What happens when you can't cope? You mess around and do some destructive shit. There's been no resolution. This is an ongoing thing. So at the end of the day, when there's no resolution and it goes on, when you pass on and expire in this physical realm and your next seed comes up on the scene, guess what? They're going to inherit the same shit. Why? No resolution. You're dealing with psycho-trauma. If it seems like I'm venting, family, it is. I'm a little upset. Case in point, there's a video going around that I just came across today, and I didn't even share this shit because I'd be damned if I partake in sharing of this shit nonetheless. Basically, long story short, there's a video of one of our teenage sisters arrested in their facilities, in the jail cell facilities, and this gung-ho, Super Saiyan overzealous cop, white boy of course, decides he's going to sexually assault our young sister, our teenage sister. She throws the cuffs on them, the whole nine, punching her all kind, just ODing. And the camera said right there, what happens? Now you know there's other people on the other side of that camera watching to see what's going on, right? Anybody who's been locked up before knows how these cameras work, right? How that whole nerve center thing works or whatever, right? There's a camera and somebody sitting on the other side that can easily radio response if somebody go intervene. What happens? That does not happen. Excuse my language, but this cop, I was about to say something, but this cop basically rapes this young woman in the jail cell. So again, when you have instances like this time and time again that are up on the screen before the world public, before us as a people, the African world, home and abroad, whether it's here, there, it does not matter. When you see this stuff involving our people, this shit does something to your mentality, man. It's meant to break your spirit every day. This is modern day. This is not even buck breaking no more. This is modern day family breaking. This is modern day black breaking. I'm going to go all the way just like that because we all included. Male, female, old, young. This is modern day black breaking. You feel what I'm saying? Before, back in the day on the plantations, it was buck breaking, dealing with the brothers, breaking their spirit. You feel what I'm saying? Breaking their spirit so they couldn't stand up and protect their women, the children, and the whole nine or whatever. Now is everybody. They're breaking everybody's spirit. And what happens with that when you have a broken spirit? You can't stand up. You're afraid to voice your opinion. You're afraid to do anything to defend yourself on any level, whether it's economically, whether it's educational wise, whether it's dealing with your food, whether it's dealing with your health, whether it's dealing with your people, just as far as relationships. You feel what I'm saying? We're afraid to even commune with each other when we see one another on a day-to-day. Again, I check the temperature every day. Every time I leave my house, I do this one specific experiment, if you will. Just a simple hello. Just saying hello to a brother or a sister. And watch the reaction. Watch the reaction. I guarantee you, they're going to try to avoid you at every cost. The sister's going to look down or look up. The brother's going to look at you on some mean mug, ready to fight type shit. We are conditioned this way. You feel what I'm saying? We are conditioned this way. One, by the everything that we see on the TV with these breaking news stories again. Two, what we hear on these radios and the music that we listen to. We're constantly hearing, kill this nigga, kill that nigga, kill this nigga. This bitch, excuse my language, yada, 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 yada. These are the things that we hear. It saturates our brain. So then when we see the stuff on TV, we violate, we vent, we rant, yada, 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 yada. Again, it's all one evil cipher, family. It's meant to mess up your mind, to keep you in a dormant state, fam. So again, when you see the certain brothers and sisters voicing their opinions on your behalf, our behalf as a collective, don't fight that, fam, because they fighting to speak up on something that you're afraid to speak of, something that your spirit has been broken and refused to do. The same way, again, that their political agenda is working. It works on mass levels. This is epidemic, man. This is pandemic. This shit is global. The family is afraid. The family is spirit broken. The family is broken hearted by the things that we see constantly. This shit ain't no accident. It's by design, family. The shit is by design. Hold on, excuse me, my mouth is getting very dry. I apologize, family, if it looks like I'm going over the top. But y'all really gotta understand what this thing is about, man. You really gotta understand. Again, it ain't illegal, man. Thinking ain't illegal, man. Living black ain't wrong. All in together now. Common sense shit. You dig? Gut check. You gotta be careful of the things that you see. You gotta be careful of the things that you hear. Be careful and be aware of your overall surroundings when you out and about, man. Hell, even in your own home. What are the conversations that we're having amongst each other? You understand? All of this stuff plays a very big role, very important role when it comes to our mentality, man. And you know my method of operation, man. You know my method of operation. You know where I'm about to go. So say it along with me, fam. Say it along with me. What you think is what you speak. What you speak is what you walk. What you walk is what you pass on. Now, dig this. Going back to, again, these repetitive videos and old articles and new articles and that and third of us being murdered, us being taken out before the public. Again, no other people has that right. Not even that right. That the privilege, nonetheless, of being broadcasted like that. No other people have that. No other people can say that. Because you know what? Because when they are on TV, right? When they are on TV having their encounters with the police or with some forceful opposition, right? You often see them, not even often, you always see them making it to court. You always see them being able to get apprehended. Not us. You always seeing us face down, pool of blood. That's what you see. That's what you see. And then on top of that, you get the demonization of the person gunned down before the world. That's what you get. That's what we get. So again, this is all playing a very big game on our mentality to keep us in a certain state of submission, nonetheless. Just going with the flow, existing, not even living. Because when you're alive, your mind is functioning. When you're alive, you're able to move and deal with certain things on a productive manner, in a manner that's going to get you further, not in a subjective manner, not in a submissive manner, what's going to keep you further and further under somebody's boot, man. Metaphorically speaking or physically speaking. That's what the hell is going on, fam. They playing games on our mind. They've been playing games on our mind for centuries upon centuries upon centuries, man. Since that very first encounter, man. How you think we got tricked in the first place? They played games with our mind. They said one thing, they did another. Now they just blatant with the shit. Now they just throwing it right there in front of your face and bold with it, with their speech. You know why? Because they got you. Your spirit is broken, and they know that shit. There's got to be a new awakening, man. This is why I say again, man, thinking ain't illegal, man. Living black ain't wrong. Common sense shit all in together, man. All in together now, man. Black love is the cure for the black nation, man. So let's get it, man. You have to be able to say, you know what? F them. They gonna do what they gonna do with right, you know what I'm saying, with us or without us, period. That's what they're designed to do. It's obvious. That's what they're designed to do. So at the end of the day, what are we going to do? What are we going to do to combat the situation? Do we, A, stay brokenhearted, or do we stand the hell up and fight back on all levels of the game? Brother Malcolm always told us, by any means necessary. Well, at this point in time, it's by all means necessary. Not even just any. By all means necessary at this point in time. State of emergency, world of emergency. That's the times that we living in right now. All means are necessary, man. All means are necessary. Period, point blank. That's the way you gotta look at it, fam. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get your mind right. All means are necessary, man. Because at the end of the day, they coming at you with all means to keep your black ass right where they got us. Gut check. I'm going to go ahead and end it on this note right there, man. I'm going to just leave it at that right now because I don't want to go just over the top. I'm already trying to fight back my emotions at the moment, you know what I mean? Because this shit will weigh heavy on your head, man. For those that are really in tune to what's going on. For those that are really in tune with the people, man. This shit is generational. Think about it. Again, if the issues have never been resolved, all we're going to do is keep passing this stuff on and on and on. And our children and their children and their children, they ain't going to do nothing but inherit more and more psycho trauma. We die many different ways, man. We don't die just from bullets. We don't die just from, you know what I'm saying, forceful encounters with police, man. We die from each other because we don't know how to cope. We die from this poor food. We die from economic starvation. We die from fucking educational torment, torture nonetheless. We die from the media, again, which is the most effective device inciting Africans. That's us. We die on many different levels, man. We're the walking dead, nonetheless. We are the walking dead. Do you want to live again? Think. It ain't illegal, fam. And even if they say it's illegal, it don't matter. Think. Because it ain't illegal to us. It's morally right. Questions, comments, concerns, man, get at me. Comment box. You already know, man. Let's talk about this, man, because this is a very serious issue, man. Psychotrauma. This is one of the things the type of discussions that we need to be having on a mass level dealing with each other, man. Because this shit is real. This shit ain't just here in America. This shit ain't just New York or DC or Florida or Detroit. This is the whole country, North and South America. This is the whole damn world. You already know, especially those who are connected with the family back on the continent. You already know what's going on over there. This is a global issue, fam. Anywhere you see a black face, man, anywhere you see a TV screen or a camera, best believe it's going to be showing some type of degradation to discourage all of us, fam. It's by design. This shit ain't by no accident, man. It's all about psychotrauma, man. And they playing us like pianos, fam. Just playing the keys. Like I said, man, get at me, man. Questions, comments, concerns, holla at you, man. It's the brother in Google, nice to RNM. Thank you for tuning in to RNM RBG TV, family. You already know, once again, we keep it G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people, dealing with the common issues, trying to seek the common solutions, fam. That's what it is, man. Man. I do apologize for the emotions, but again, man, holla at me later on this one, man. I'm Jackson Apple, to Apple Black Power. Always remember that black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Just think this, man. Just think. That's all I can tell you, man. I'll see you in a minute, man. Peace. I'm back. You already know, every so often, I swear I'm going to end it, but I don't. Something always comes back. I just got off the phone with the homeboy, Nell. Shout out to homie, Nell. 432, you know how we do. He reminded me of some things that need to be said, too. I want to say it just like this. Brothers, sisters, young and old, do us all a favor. Again, if you listen to what I said in the beginning of this video, again, it's all about how they play games on you, right? How they play games on us by throwing these things up the way they do. This is all strategic. Don't get it twisted. It's not just a breaking news story. Yes, it is a breaking news story. Mind you, these are just the only ones that are reported. You understand? What about the many ones that's unreported, undocumented, right? Or not just put out, right? But that's a whole nother story for another topic. But I will say this, though. The resharing time and time again, over and over and over again. I'm talking about from the family, right? From us, from the brothers and sisters, right? We got to stop doing that shit too. Because at the end of the day, all we're doing is playing their game the way they play us. We're playing us the way they, like I said, we're doing the same shit that they do against us, against ourselves, man. We're keeping ourselves in a sense of suspicion. We're keeping ourselves in a sense of dormant. You feel what I'm saying? Docile and broken hearted. We're keeping that alive. We're keeping that death, if you will, alive, in a sense. Dig what I'm saying? We're keeping that death alive, if you will. We're not trying to heal from it. We're just trying to keep throwing more and more and more salt in the wound on our own accord. Granted, it's one thing to get awareness out. It's one thing to let the people know about what's going on. But time and time again, it's almost as if you're encouraging the shit. It's almost as if you're damn near applauding this shit. So again, are you in tune with the fam? Do you feel the hurt of the fam? Because be real, if that shit was, on your doorstep, if that was your family personally, you wouldn't want nobody sharing that shit at all. At least not on the level that you're seeing right now. Yes, get the news out, get the word out, let people know what's going on so they can help you. But if you're not helping the situation, you're hurting the situation. And again, the more and more stuff like that goes on, two things happen. You grow more and more numb to the situation. Let's be real. This is why we do not react on a proactionary level. This is why we do not act on we act reactionary instead of proactive. We react, we vent, we emotionalize, It's almost that, you know what I'm saying? Again, this constant resharing and rehashing of certain things. It's like throwing salt in the wound. You feel me? It's basically like you're romancing this thing. That's what the homie was saying a minute ago. So again, shout out to the homie now. It's like you're romancing the situation. How the hell you gonna romance death, man? How you gonna romance degradation? How you gonna romance torment? How you gonna romance sexual violation? So on and so on and so on. There's so many things that we can talk about. There's so many things that we can discuss amongst one another. As far as our come up, we talk about the things that keep us down. Think about this shit, fam. Psychotrauma. We talk about the things that continuously keep us down, continuously suppress our actions. Again, what you think, you speak. What you speak, you walk. What you walk, you pass on. What the hell we passing on, fam? That reflects your speech. That reflects your walk. What do you walk? What are you walking? That reflects your speech. What are you talking? That reflects your mind. It's a complete cipher. Look at the end result. Go outside, you tell me what's going on. Scroll up and down your timelines. You tell me what you read. Gut check. So again, are we down for the come up, or are we just down to stay down? That's a rhetorical question. Only you on an individual level know. You understand? But at the end of the day, as far as the collective results speak for themselves. And they speak crickets. They ain't saying shit, because we ain't done shit on the collective to come up. But continuously engage with Wazungu and friends. Engage with this media. Again, the most effective device in inciting Africans. Again, what do you listen to? What are the music that you're listening to that you completely saturate in your mind? And where your ears? Right next to your brains on both sides. Kill that nigga. Violate this bitch. Excuse my language, but this is what you hear. Extort that brother. Rob that brother. This, that, and the third. Dope. Yada, yada, yada. This is what you hear. Suppressing your fight. Suppressing your fight. Constantly. That's self-suppression. That's suicide. What do you see on the TV? Constant reminders, right? Constant forceful reminders, constant fatal reminders of what happens when they decide that you stepped out of place. And they keep blasting it on these TV screens, breaking news after breaking news after breaking news. Doing what? Suppressing your fight. Suppressing your fight. Psychotrauma, family. This shit is real. So again, what are you going to do? You know what they doing. You know what they've done. You know what they will continue to do. Question is, what are you doing? What are we doing? What are we going to do? What is our plan of action? Which does not need to be broadcasted. We just need to lock in on a private session and do what we need to do. Strategize and execute. That's what they do. You're never invited to in their planning sessions. You see the end result. We are the end result. Gut check. So again, I'm gonna leave it on that note right there. This is my, I'm gonna end this episode for real, just like this. On that note, man, family. If you're not reaching out, if you're not, sharing awareness as far as to reach out or provide some sort of assistance and help or whatever, you're hurting the situation, because at the end of the day, all you're doing is doing what they're already doing, blasting the shit over and over and over again to damage your brain, damage our mind, and again. How can you operate? How can you function? How can you cope if you can't think? Gut check. Questions, comments, concerns, once again, holla at me, man. This is your brother in Google, and I used to RANM. Once again, thank you for tuning in to RANM RBG TV. You already know, family, we keep it G. Raw and uncut common sense for the common people dealing with common issues, trying to seek those common solutions. All in together now, family. Always remember that black love is the cure for the black nation. So let's get it. Uncle Jackson who talk on Black Power, family. Think, family, it ain't illegal. Living black, it ain't illegal. It ain't wrong neither. All in together now, we must come up, for me, for our own benefit, for our own sustenance, to pass on to our babies from time to time, just as much as any other people have done on this planet. We've done this shit before. We fell from it. But we can stand up if we choose to. Again, you see what they doing. Their fight, their political agenda is to keep you docile, keep you suppressed mentally. Because if your mind is already submissive, if your mind is already suppressed, the body will follow. Any way they tell you, any way they pull the strings. Look what's going on. I tell no lies. One more time, family.